So we're here at the house of Jason Graves, video game composer, Dead Space most notably. We're going to check out his studio, look at his favorite instruments, see how he does what he does, and try to get into the head of the guy who makes some of those award-winning scores.
Hello.
We're looking for Jason.
Straight down this driveway.
Jason, Russ Pitts.
Glad you got here okay.
Thanks, yeah.
The biggest thing that I've been doing lately is, since I moved out here, recording myself playing a lot of stuff, which I never really even thought I would do. Video game and the kind of low-end film guys, they're all using these sounds out of the computer that are commercially available that everybody else buys. Trying to, distinguish myself a little bit and do original stuff that kind of sets itself apart a little bit and maybe makes people go like, well, how did he do that? I've got a dulcimer downstairs that is completely untuned. This is my tuned dulcimer. Just a steady pulse makes all the difference in the world sometimes. This is a crazy Indian instrument that you sit in your lap and you bow, but it's got all these neat frets where it's got a kind of a metal, almost unworldly sound to it that, again, is just something different. Whatever I can do to spice things up and keep myself interested. That's what's satisfying, is always trying to find new ways to do kind of the same thing. This is the Jason Graves piano, I guess. The idea is it's basically just a giant sounding board. Even if I just talk like this and then stop, it's like a giant spring reverb almost. The strings will vibrate. And it'll sit here like this for 60 seconds. As much as I use that, it really makes a difference. I've got a chicken coop just outside the studio. We had some leftover fencing, and I was literally just looking around for something to bang. I'm like, well, that's kind of neat. That's a cool sound. I picked up the garbage can, and I thought, well, maybe if I kind of decouple it from the floor and have metal against metal, now it's got a cooler kind of sound. Where it got really cool is when I bowed it. It's almost like an angry miniature T-Rex or something. And everywhere you bow it, you get just this. I mean, just I've got 4 Mac Pros that are all networked together, just on a Cat 6 connection, and it literally changed my life because I'm able to use this as my main computer, and then these 3 farms have, between 28 and 32 gigs of RAM in each one, and they're stocked full of all the orchestra sounds that I've got, and I can call them up at any point in time. I don't need to load or unload, or they're all sitting there ready to go. Now, I've been a bit of a sample fanatic ever since the first Dead Space. So I've been going in for about the last 6 years and recording a lot of my own orchestra samples. I'm to the point now I've got the whole brass section, all the strings and all the woodwinds sampled. I haven't done any percussion yet. Just being able to do kind of some of these clusters that everyone has known Dead Space for. In the first couple of games, I recorded the brass ensemble playing it. And then I've got some things that you can't get in libraries, like a constantly evolving string riser. We could sit here for a minute and a half. It just keeps going up. All the Dead Space stuff, they'll put the Dead Space score up against like Aliens that James Horner worked on, and I'm thinking, well, this is me. I mean, literally, I'm recording the orchestra and cutting it up and playing it off the keyboard. I'm mixing it, I'm arranging it, I'm producing it, I'm mastering it, I'm doing the whole thing, where you've got a 20-person team, in the film department, doing it in the same amount of time. It's just a lot more people, which I think means more input, better final results.